we got to know that it's more beneficial to do business online. We went ahead to create a very simple site using Bookmark, which we called Lake. So today, basically, we are going to look at how we can edit and modify things on the site. I believe you have your laptop and working internet. So join me and let's zoom straight into action. So get your browser and then open a tab and let's log into bookmark.com. Great. So if I believe by now you've registered on the site. So once your account is registered, it brings you to, and you sign in, it brings you to this page. And so basically we are going to be looking at the other things later in the next session. But this time we are just going to look at how we can edit the site we created in the previous session. So you come to your site, your website, sorry, you click, and then it brings you here again to your profile where you see all the sites that you have created. In our previous session, we created Lake. So you come to edit, here, click, and then it brings you to our wonderful site. I hope you remember this wonderful site we created in our previous session. So our objective today is to edit the things we can edit here on the site. We are going to change the text. We are going to change some pictures and then insert some links. And then at the end of the day, we publish the site for it to go live so that you can have access to it wherever you are in the world. Okay, so the components of the site, you can see the menu bar here. That's what links everything on the site. And then on the left, you see this thing here. It gives you like the various options you have in editing the site. We'll talk about this, the view plan, in the next session. But the preview shows you how the site would look like when you publish, before you actually publish. It gives you an idea how you look on phone, how you look on a tablet, as well as a desktop machine, and on the various operating systems. So let's take a look at it briefly. So it gives you the option for desktop, tablets, whether it's Android or any of the other operating system platforms. Great, so let's go back and continue. Great, so this focus also, okay, so to design this what contains all the tools that we need to make changes on our site, to edit our site basically. And then focus also shows how each of the items on the menu is linked to the pages. We will see that in a bit as well. So models also contain other elements that you need, like maybe logos, icons, sometimes pictures that you need on the site. And then my drive. Now, when you create a site with Bookmark, it gives you a space where you store your media, basically your pictures and your videos that you can always have access to. And then if, for instance, like it's a site that allows people to post other things, you save all those media in your drive. And then settings is a tool that helps you to manage a few other things on the site. So we are going to go straight into how these things are going to be used in editing our site. Good. So we're going to start with the menu. So one good thing is, I mean, it's very, very simple. You don't need any technical skills. Just the ability to read and to type. It's enough. That's great. So once you put the pointer on any of the objects, it gives you the option to edit. So we're on the menu. So once the pointer is there, you see edit menu, and then you click. Now, for the menu, we edit on the sidebar where we came from. So for instance, you want to change the home, the name. I don't know what else you can change it to. But let's try something like, for instance, about. So instead of about, because it's a personal site, you may want to say that, okay, let me do about me. So you go here, and then you locate about. Then you see there's three options. One is to edit. The next one is, for instance, maybe you don't need to talk, you don't need to use about. So you may want to hide it from the main page, or you just want to take it off. So in this case, you want to edit about to about me. So you just click on edit session, and then this pops up, and then you just add the me, and woo, instantly the effect is instantly it is affected on your work. So this applies to every one of the menu. So just go ahead, and then you want to modify the menu to how you want it to be. You want to change the contacts to maybe contact me or contact us, and then my blog, you want to change it to my blog, something. That's up to you. It's got a lot of flexibility for you. Okay, so let's go to the next thing. The next thing is a test, how to edit the other test element on the site. That is pretty much easier even than what we just did. And so you just locate where the test is, and then realize that it's captioned in a text box. So you just click anywhere that you want to edit. So for instance, hi, then you want to put your name here. It works. You can just select and you put your name, or you can just bring the pointer anywhere and then use the backspace or delete on your keyboard and then delete. It works very simple. So I'm going to put Emmanuel there. So instantly that is affected. Now, once you put the pointer on any element, these tools are generated. So which almost pretty much similar to what we see in most of our usual editors like Word. So you see this is bold, maybe you want to bolden this one, then you just press on it, then voila. Okay, this one was already in bold, so when you press on it, when you select, it's unbolded. That's great. So, or maybe you want to, this one is italics, you want to italize it or underline. I'm going to talk about this later. Or you want to align to the left. So it gives you the option. You can align to the left, you can align to the right, you can align in the center, or this one for it to cover. But because the text is short, it still aligns in the middle. Or you want to make it a header, or you want to change the text color maybe to a different color, yellow, great. It gets affected instantly. And then this padding tool gives it some space around it. So when you want to increase the space to large, you want to increase the space, then you apply the padding tool. Great. So so this one is linked. So for instance, so our color has changed to yellow. So for instance, I want to include a link to any of my social media handle, or maybe LinkedIn. So anyone who clicks on my name, it directly takes them to my LinkedIn account. So I just get in here, and then I copy my LinkedIn address and paste here, and then I just add link. We're going to do that later in the course as well. So it's pretty much simple. The same with this one. So you can just select and put your own text in there. And again, if there's anything on the site that you don't like, just click, and then this bar here allows you to delete. So when you click, voila, then you're gone. Great. So continue to explore. All right, so we've learned how to edit the menu and then how to edit text. Pretty much simple. So let's go down to how we can change a picture. All right, so these are pictures. So you can change this one. So you want to change picture. So what happens is when you select any of the pictures, it gives you these options. Just go ahead and explore. These ones are alignments. This one helps you to edit. This one helps you to add a link. This one helps you to add an alternative text. And so our interest right now is going to be how to change. So you come here and you select choose image. So it brings you to your drive. Now this drive contains all the pictures and media, video, and anything that's like the logo you have on the site. So you may want to change to any of them, or you may want to choose a picture in your on your computer, like in your directory. So you have these options here. This is what allows you to choose a picture on your computer. And this helps you to download any picture online, any video online. And then if you have multiple sites inside of Bookmark, when you press this one, all the pictures in the other sites are made available, so you can choose from there. But let's look at how you can select from your computer. So you go to favorites, and then you see upload photos from your computer. So let me just choose something. So I choose, and then I've got something here. Maybe I've got a picture, so I just select, double click, and then give it a few seconds, and it's uploaded on your drive inside of Bookmark. So I double click again, and then instantly it gets uploaded on your site. So that is how you can change the pictures that are preloaded on the site to what you want it to be. So let's move down and see what else we can edit. So these ones are tests. You edit them pretty much the same way that we talked about earlier. Okay, so there's something really cool here. So for instance, I want to talk about my skills. This is like my CV. So I want to talk about my skills and then how proficient I am in it. Maybe so I want to talk about data analysis. And then this one rates I want to rate my proficiency in data analysis. So these are the usual tools. And then the settings, you come to settings, and then it gives you to edit the progress bar. So you select on the progress bar, and then maybe you want to rate yourself. Say, okay, so these are the objects you can use to represent the ratings. Maybe I want to use a circle. So great. So this one gives it in percentages, and I want to maybe I'm not like I'm not at that level of 100%, but I'm around say 75 or 80 or 90. Just drag this ball to where you think that your proficiency level is, and then instantly it is affected. That's awesome. Then you save. But I think I pretty much like the star. So one cool thing, I want to change the color. So I want gold. So instantly it changes to gold. So that is how you play around the tool. So once you use the pointer around it, it gives you click, it gives you the options that are available, and you just play around it to get something really cool. Great. So if there's anything else you don't want, you just go on the delete, and then they are out of your site. Great. Okay, so this again, This again is a test, so you can edit it just like we did previously. Again, this is a test, the same format. And these are pictures, just like we went through previously. You just get in here and then you want to change image. You go into your drive and you look for something that suits the the topic or the section. So here I'm talking about my featured works. So I may want to choose something like, sorry. So I go into my drive and then maybe I do some visualizations and then I then you double click and then it's uploaded. Great. So let's look at what else is different. Yeah, pretty much the same. They are test materials that you can edit very, very simply. All right, so we are going to look at this key thing. This bookmark gives you a link to social media handles. So this is very simple. So you just click on it like we do for the other ones, and you see this option, that allows you to align. This is where our interest should be certain. So you click on settings and then it gives you almost all the social media options that are available. And then they are pre-filled with links of bookmark. So if, for instance, I don't do Insta, so I may not need Insta on my page. So I just uncheck this one. So when we go back, Insta will be out of, of the site. Okay, I'm going to use WhatsApp. So I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to use YouTube. I'm going to keep it. I'm using Twitter. I don't use Pinterest, so I'm going to use this one. And then maybe I want to use LinkedIn. So I check if there's anything else. Maybe I want to use an email, then I check. And then it gives you a box where you can enter the links. So for instance, I want to add my Facebook. Then I can clear this one and then locate my Facebook. Okay, so this links, I just open my Facebook account. I copy the link and then I go back to Lake, then I paste it here. So I'm not going to do for the others. Maybe I'm just going to do for LinkedIn too. So I open a browser, I get my LinkedIn. I copy and bring it here and paste. Good. So when I'm done, I just go to save. I realize that all the other ones are gone. So left, which is, and left with the only ones I need. Great. So let's look at probably what is likely to be the very last thing. So it's pretty much the same for this one as well. You click and then you have the option to insert your links, or you may want to delete it because it's already appears in the previous session. Great, so we come to the map. If you want to, this one, you can edit this one to show the times that you're available as a business or as a person. And then here, this one gives you a template of a map location to where you are, maybe your office or your home. And then gives you the option to edit the location. So you select and there are various ways of getting your location. One, for instance, I live in Kaswa, so you can just type Kaswa and enter. So it brings you to Kaswa. But for instance, if you want a specific location, maybe to your office, it allows you to enter the geographical coordinate if you are abreast with that. So the geographical coordinate basically looks at your latitude and then your longitude. So if you have those figures, your latitude and your longitude. So for instance, you want the latitude and longitude for Kaswa. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's already, even though it's already here. So what you do is you pick the latitude. The first one is the latitude and the second one is the longitude. So you come to this place and then you paste. You separate it with a comma and then you get the longitude as well. And then you paste. So so in the case of maybe an office, if you have the specific location, you have the specific geolocation, you can enter it and then you save. So this one, if you have the right coordinates, it takes you directly to the point where it's supposed to be. Or if not, then you can have the generic location like we had in the case of Kasoa, and then you save. Great. So gradually we are editing our site. So the last thing I want to look at is the block, and then we draw the curtains. Okay, so before then, let's look at how, so you realize that anytime there's any change, Bookmark prompts us to save before we continue. So you have unsaved changes. So I want to save, so I go on save. Great. So after you've saved the changes, it prompts you again to publish. Now, as it stands now, our site is not live, so nobody sees it. But once we publish and you go and check on us, it will be on the internet. So let's hold on, and then once we are done with everything, then we go ahead to publish. So let's go to our blog. So the blog also works in the same way. So you may want to have a title for the blog. So it works the same way. You have your editor, you have a title for it, and then the subtitle, and then for every post that you make, you come to edits, and then it gives you a brand new page to edit your story, put your own newsletter or your articles there. And then once you are done, you can save and share. Great.